Recently, I attended a few picnic events hosted by my local West Michigan Democrats to meet some of the people that are currently representing us, or are trying to represent us, in our local government. I had some hot dogs, drank some soda, and I listened to each candidate give a brief 3-minute elevator pitch for why they're running for their respective seat in government. And now I'm going to make fun of them. Let's start with the big one. The most popular statewide race that every Michigander gets to vote on next year will be governor. Our current governor, Gretchen Whitmer, is term limited and cannot run again, so there are a lot of people trying to take her spot. 4 Democrats have currently declared their candidacy, and to be honest, I hadn't even heard of most of them. They're complete strangers to me, so I was hoping to meet them at these picnics. But unfortunately, only one candidate decided to show up, Sheriff Chris Swanson. So let's listen to what he has to say.
As the sheriff of Genesee County in Flint, Michigan, let me just tell you this. I love people. I have a different message. That's why I don't even think of Jocelyn Benson or Garland Gilchrist as opponents. They are options in a party that believes in people. We have to have a deep bench, not fight amongst each other.
Wow, that's actually refreshing. I'm so used to seeing politics being brutal and ugly, with mudslinging and everyone out for blood, but here he is saying nice things about his fellow Democratic opponents. It's a great opening message.
We are building on a platform that shows exactly what across the state we can do, just like you've done in Ottawa County, by shifting back from the right to a little bit more Democratic. Only 2 counties in the state have done that. You believe in people just like I do.
Wow, this guy's bringing the energy. He's getting me pumped up. Or maybe I'm just used to Democrats being boring and lethargic. I notice you speaking with your hands a lot, though, Sheriff. Might want to be careful with that. Gonna accidentally end up clotheslining somebody.
I know we don't check every box here, but there is a box that we can check as a Democrat. Is we can bring people back with the mindset of protecting, serving, and unifying with the spirit of love, compassion, and empathy. That's why executive leadership is so important. It would be an honor to serve as your governor as much as it has been to serve as your sheriff. Thanks, Ottawa County, for putting on an incredible event. For all the speakers, if you need anything, call Swanson.
Well, hot damn. He's got some of that dog in him. Are we sure he's actually a Democrat? Somebody check his pockets. He is a sheriff, after all. He might have gotten into the evidence locker. Honestly, though, that was a pretty good sales pitch. Of all the gubernatorial candidates I have seen so far, he's my favorite. He's also the only one I've seen so far, so he's also my least favorite. Try harder, loser. I do hope I get to meet the rest of the gubernatorial candidates later, maybe next picnic. For now, let's move on to the race for Michigan's open Senate seat. Yes, that's right, Michigan will be electing a U.S. Senator in 2026 as well, as the current Senator, Gary Peters, has chosen not to run for re-election. The frontrunner is Haley Stevens, who is currently serving in the U.S. House of Representatives. Basically, she's looking to jump from one side of the Capitol building to the other. Maybe it's because they have better food in their cafeteria or something. Either way, she's already picked up a few noteworthy endorsements for her campaign. Endorsements from Nancy Pelosi, AIPAC, and Lois Frankel from Florida.
I don't know who that is.
Haley Stevens spoke to the crowd with enthusiasm, standing fierce with a hot pink blazer and reminding us all that she's a woman. Because she is the type of person who learned nothing about the failures of identity politics from Hillary Clinton.
Okay, hello, Ottawa County Democrats. My name is Haley Stevens, and all I can say is I am so geeked to be here because the path to making Michigan blue next year runs through you.
What, me specifically? That's too much pressure. I came to this picnic to eat hot dogs and meet people. Don't make me work.
As someone who flipped a congressional seat that voted for Donald Trump and has been there in the Congress for 4 terms, putting up my hand for Michigan time and time again, alongside Hillary Scholten, who has been a leader and a trailblazer in her own right, and who's someone I am so proud to have her support in my run for United States Senate.
Oh, that's actually a good endorsement. Fellow representative from Michigan, Hillary Scholten. Yeah, people like her way better than Nancy Pelosi. Well, let's be honest, most people don't know who Hillary Scholten is, even in Michigan. But an endorsement from another Michigan representative is still nice to have.
Again, my name is Haley Stevens, and I served in the Obama administration.
Yes, thank you for reminding me who you are, because I have the attention span of a goldfish and I just could not remember.
The calls that I am getting about the rising costs, grocery bills that are going on credit cards, Social Security being under attack, Medicaid being chopped in a big ugly bill, none of this is acceptable. I'm your girl. To fight for you, to stand up for you, to win for you like I have always done. Ottawa County, this is not the last time you'll be seeing Haley Stevens. I plan to drill down here because this is how we're gonna win.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna win, by focusing on economic issues and name recognition and $4 million campaign contributions from the Israeli lobbying PACs. If any of you challenge her, she will put you in the ground like she did Andy Levin. Well, if that candidate didn't strike your fancy, let's move on to the next person running for that same Senate seat. Joe Tate. What does he have to say?
I'm going to follow the 3 B's because it's a beautiful day out. Brother, be brief.
You're going to have to be brief because each candidate is only allowed to talk for 3 minutes. If you go over, this guy with a timer, he's going to start heckling you. His job is to start waving around a homemade stop sign if you go too long, and you don't really want that. It's embarrassing.
And when I hear about stories, whether it's a young lady named Nicole out of Flint, who's trying to put food on the table, but she doesn't have enough hours at her job to do that, and she has a little daughter at home. Or where I'm listening to a gentleman named Richard, who is in Oscoda County, and he's having problems just getting to his healthcare provider because his doctor has retired and nobody is backfilling that.
You're using your limited time to tell us about the people you want to serve and how the system is failing them. It really emphasizes that you want to be a servant for the community, a man of the people. However, I still don't know a whole lot about you personally, and neither do a lot of other people, which is probably why Newsweek says you're currently polling at 1%. But that's still 1% more than I have, so joke's on me, I guess.
I lost my grandmother last year in 2024. She was 101 years old. She moved up. Yeah. I only wish I could live that long. She moved up to Michigan from Alabama.
By the way, you may be noticing some wind chime noises in the background. It wasn't a particularly windy day or anything. There was just a playground nearby, and some kids are really going to town on the xylophones.
She never had an opportunity to get ahead in life, but she also saw what happens when government works for you. The Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act, the Affordable Care Act, and what happens when you have a government that works for you. It isn't about the names on the ballot. It's going to be about those you all working for you. So I'm enjoying this time.
Hey, you're going over your allotted time. You said you were going to be brief, brother. Not even a senator yet, and he's already breaking campaign promises. The third person running for that Senate seat is Rachel Howard. Tell us a bit about yourself, Rachel.
I'm a veteran. I'm a mother of 4 absolutely insane children with 2 even crazier dogs.
4 kids and 2 dogs? So you already spend the majority of your day surrounded by crying and barking. Why do you want to go to Congress and hear it there too?
I deployed in Iraq in 2008, Afghanistan in 2012. I came home with a Purple Heart and a belief that service does not end when you take off that uniform.
You're damn right. People like us who have been in the military know what it means to serve this country. We have experience with being yelled at by assholes. We have experience doing mundane paperwork and dealing with a convoluted bureaucracy. We also have experience not getting the promotion we wanted, which, to be brutally honest, will be very helpful for you in this race. I'm sorry, I'm not intending to be mean about it. It's just a very crowded race right now, and I didn't even know you were running until 5 minutes ago.
Now, I will agree with Sheriff Swanson in that this community here, we may have candidates competing, but we are truly a community that is invested in making our future better. I hope I have the chance to talk with all of you on the campaign trail.
More intra-party unity? You can't do that. Democrats are supposed to be consumed by infighting. It's one of your most defining characteristics. You can't just get along. It's like looking at Super Mario without his mustache. It's very off-putting. Okay, now let's meet the fourth person running for that same Senate seat.
All right, who here believes in people over profit? Let me hear you. Yeah. And who here believes in a government of, by, and for the people, not the corporations? Let me hear you. And who here believes when we the people stand up, we can take our government back? Let me hear you. This must be auto accountable.
Wow, this guy grabs the microphone and immediately starts rallying the crowd. He's getting people excited. Who is this charismatic man?
My name is Abdul El Sayed, and obviously I'm running for U.S. Senate because my name is purpose-built for American politics.
Abdul El Sayed. Oh, so close. You've got the energy, and you've got the enthusiasm, but that name is definitely going to hold you back, which explains why you're currently only pulling at a measly, let me check here, 22%.
It shouldn't be this hard to drink clean water in a state where we are surrounded by more fresh water than any other place in the world. It should not be this hard to work the job that you worked yesterday, tomorrow, and tomorrow again, and know that you can pay for the basic means of a dignified life. It should not be this hard to afford that second bag of groceries that has the micronutrients to grow your brain and your kid's brain, and not the macronutrients that grow a belly. It should not be this hard to go and see a doctor without thinking that you're gonna fall into medical debt. Michigan, it should not be this hard, and it doesn't have to be.
It should not be this hard. Is that going to be your campaign slogan? It's okay. I mean, it's no, I'm with her, but you're getting there. Keep workshopping it.
We need to take the money out of politics to stop corporations from buying and selling politicians so that we end up paying more and getting paid less. We need to put more money in people's pockets by making sure that we're breaking up those huge corporations that dominate our lives and making it easier to start a small business. And lastly, in the richest, most powerful country in the world, it is high past time that we pass Medicare for all.
Wait a second. Getting money out of politics? Taking on big corporations? Universal health care? This guy's just Bernie Sanders. Only he's young. And jacked. And Egyptian.
This is about coming together across differences to build something greater than the whole. And if that's not America, I don't know what is, if you want to be a part of this. I do hope that you'll join us. AbdulForSenate.com. Thank you so much.
Okay, so that was Haley Stevens, Joe Tate, Rachel Howard, and Abdul El Sayed. Is that everyone running for this Senate seat? Are we done yet?
Oh my gosh, Democrats, how are we feeling? Yes!
What about you, Petey? You want to run? He's thinking about it. He's mulling over his options. Our fifth candidate for U.S. Senate is Mallory McMorrow. What have you got for us?
I woke up the day after the 2016 election and I looked outside expecting the world to be on fire, and somehow it was more shocking that it wasn't. There was a video that went viral then of middle school students chanting "Build that wall" at a fifth grader.
Oh, that was just a misunderstanding. Those kids weren't talking about the wall along the Mexican border. Our schools are just underfunded, and most classrooms only have 3 walls. Build that 4th wall so the squirrels stop getting in the building.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about this race, and first I want to talk a little bit about your congressman. Because Bill Huizenga has been playing footsie with this Senate race for what feels like 6 months now. Grow a spine, man. Get in or get out. The water's warm.
Now, the water might be warm, but it's also kind of crowded at this point. Maybe he's just worried about exceeding the pool's occupancy limit. That's a safety hazard, you know.
Yeah. Nothing about this moment is business as usual. This is not normal. So it is completely unacceptable to have some people in our own party go out on national news or stand behind a podium and say things like, well, we don't have power right now. So what are we going to do?
Yep. A lot of people might hate Donald Trump, but everybody hates spineless Democrats. And gutless Democrats. And brainless Democrats. What I'm saying is, we don't want our Democrats to be missing body parts.
And when we win, and when we show what it looks like to campaign and reach people in a very different way, that we can fight and win in a different way, this will be the blueprint that the rest of the country will follow. Are you with me?
By the way, I took a look at your campaign posters. And yeah, they're fine. But I made you an even better one. Eh? My senator isn't an idiot, pure McMorrow. If you don't get the reference, just travel around rural Michigan. You'll get it. All right, now that we're finally done hearing from our Senate candidates, let's keep it going by talking about the race for Attorney General. Our current AG, Dana Nessel, is term limited, so we gotta find somebody new. We currently have 3 people looking to fill that role, possibly more. It's gonna be a tough job, I assume. To be honest, I have no idea what the Attorney General does, but it must be important if we have 3 people fighting for that position. So, first up, Ellie Savitt.
We don't have Congress. What we do have is the courts, and the Attorney General is the one position in the state of Michigan that when the Trump administration breaks the law, they can go into court and sue on behalf of the people of the state of Michigan, and I will do that.
Oh, so that's what the Attorney General does. Every time Donald Trump does something illegal, you go to court and you yell, "Stop breaking the law, asshole!" Well, I can see why many Democrats would want this position. That seems very cathartic. Unless there is more to it than that.
State AG, our next state AG needs to be enforcing our civil rights laws and our environmental laws and our consumer and worker protection laws, particularly in light of the federal cutbacks, and I promise I will do that as well.
All right, I get it. The next AG is going to be very, very busy. So what experience do you bring to the table?
I've been a practicing environmental lawyer litigating PFAS cases and holding big corporations accountable when they pollute our air and water. Before being elected prosecutor, I led the public interest litigation work for the city of Detroit. There, we sued the opioid industry for the damages they have done to our community, and we won. I led the right to literacy lawsuit on behalf of the city of Detroit, in which we challenged the Betsy DeVos policies that have decimated Detroit schools, and $100 million got into Detroit schools as a result of that.
Well, it sounds like you've made a lot of people's lives better. Especially that one school kid who got addicted to Vicodin and microplastics. That was a real hat trick for you. Next up, Mark Totten.
That's right. And if I am privileged to be the next Michigan Attorney General, I will use every ounce of my power in that office to fight Donald Trump and to hold him accountable.
So you want to butt heads with the Trump administration too, huh? Man, I'm beginning to think y'all don't like that guy. But what are your qualifications?
Built the team, and you saw the fruits of that. The governor was the first governor in the nation to file a lawsuit to protect reproductive freedom, fought public corruption, took on white supremacists and hate crimes, protected seniors against fraud, and I stepped down on Inauguration Day. And so I want to earn your vote. I think I'm ready to lead, given the opportunities I've been privileged to have. And I think as someone who's from West Michigan and has represented 49 of Michigan's 83 counties, that's a strong addition to our statewide ticket who can help win this race. Thank you all so much.
Okay, I see how it is. You were district attorney for West Michigan for the last few years, so whenever somebody from East Michigan said, "Mark, help me, my pregnant grandmother's getting scammed by a racist white-collar criminal," you'd say, "Well, that's right up my alley, but I can't do anything. East Michigan is not my jurisdiction." And you were so frustrated that you decided to run for Attorney General so you could defend both sides of the state. I see. Next on the list is Karen McDonald.
A lot of you may know me because I prosecuted the first ever parents of a school shooter in the state of, well, actually in the country. We convicted those 2 people and they're serving 10-year sentences. I started the first ever conviction integrity unit and overturned 4 convictions, and there are 4 people right now in our communities because of our actions, because they were convicted wrongfully. I started a trafficking unit for the first time ever in our county, address the racial disparity that exists in our criminal justice system.
Okay, sounds like you've got some good experience under your belt. Continue, please.
Go to my website, go to my socials, and find out more about us and help us win this. Thank you.
Wait, you're leaving already? But you still have 2 more minutes on the clock. I need more material to work with. How am I supposed to make fun of you now? Oh well. I'm sure I'll see more of her at the next picnic. That's it for our Attorney General candidates. Let's move on to the Secretary of Skate. Skate? I wish I could skate. No, Secretary of State. A few different people are competing for who gets to be the one in charge of making you wait in line for a half hour to renew your license plate tabs. I don't know why you'd even want that job, but people do. First up is Agogo Adavier, whose name sounds like something Inspector Gadget would yell out. Agogo Gadget Adavier.
You know, I've been Deputy Secretary of State for the last 2.5 years. I've seen these lawsuits come across our desks.
Lawsuits? I didn't realize the Secretary of State had to deal with lawsuits. Wait, are people suing the DMV now for taking too long? Can I sue them?
So I'm going to travel all 83 counties. I'm glad to be here in Ottawa and all the great job that you're doing to turn Ottawa blue and defeat the extremism of MAGA types.
Hey, was that a passive-aggressive slight against Mark Totten? Mark's over here like, I've represented 49 out of Michigan's 83 counties. And Agogo's like, I visited all 83 of them, including Presque Isle County. And Mark's like, that's not a real county. And Agogo's like, it's over here on the east side where you're too scared to visit, bitch. I don't know if he swears.
Because we cannot have a country unless we're all rowing in the same direction, unless we're all working together. And I'm really looking forward to working with all of you.
All right, sounds good. Let's see who else is running for Secretary of State.
My name is Barb Byram. I am running for Secretary of State because Michigan deserves a Secretary of State who will fight like hell to defend our democracy.
All right, you got some good energy. I can appreciate that. But what are your qualifications?
I've been fortunate enough to serve as the Ingham County Clerk for the past 12 years. I've conducted 40 elections already and numerous recounts and audits.
Cool. It says here you also served in Michigan's House of Representatives for a little bit. What was that like?
During that time, I stood with my brothers and sisters in labor when Governor Snyder passed right to work for less. I also was banned on the House floor during that time during the omnibus abortion ban legislation for saying vasectomy.
Did you say you got banned for saying the word vasectomy? I'm going to look this up. Brown ended her floor speech, I'm flattered that you are also interested in my vagina, but no means no. Byram chimed in, announcing the word vasectomy. A spokesman for the Republican Speaker of the House said that the two women would not be allowed to speak on the floor after their remarks. You got canceled by the Republicans because you said the word vasectomy. You know, I was curious why we didn't have a whole lot of snow last winter. Turns out all the snowflakes are in our state government.
Now, as a candidate for Secretary of State, this is a convention nomination. So it is not a primary election. So if you would please make sure you're here. So make sure you are a member of the Michigan Democratic Party and make sure you come to the convention, which is currently scheduled for April 19th.
Wait, so this isn't something I can even vote on if I'm not a registered Democrat? None of these candidates for Attorney General or Secretary of State are even going to be on the primary ballot? Oh, why didn't anyone tell me? I've been wasting everyone's time. Get these people out of here. Agogo, more like a go away. Byram, more like goodbye-rum. Ellie Savitt, more like Ellie Savitt for someone who cares. Okay, enough of this nonsense. Let's move on to state house races. Michigan Democrats currently control the governorship and the state senate, but they recently lost control of the state house to the Republicans. If they want to pass meaningful legislation in 2026, they'll need to take back their trifecta. Here are a few folks that are trying to make it happen in West Michigan. First up, Joseph McCluskey, who is running for State District 86, encompassing the city of Holland. Take it away.
I'm running because I believe it's time that we cut through the chaos that has taken over our politics and get back to what really matters, and that's improving other people's lives.
Yes, because if there's one thing people want from their politicians, it's dryly reading speeches that they prepared beforehand.
I believe in a better tomorrow for ourselves, our families, and our neighbors, but that work must begin today. And it's not too much to ask, but it requires leaders who actually give a damn about other people, leaders who are grounded in our community, not distracted by culture wars or taking marching orders from Washington, D.C.
You know what? I'm not even going to roast this guy all that hard. He's putting himself out there, trying to make the world a better place. We all got to start somewhere, so I'll let it slide this time, McCluskey. But at next year's picnic, I better see some eye contact from you.
My name is Joseph McCluskey, and I'm running for state representative, and I believe the Greater Holland area is ready for a new generation of leadership, and I hope you too.
Well, he might be a little inexperienced, and he might be reading his speech off a clipboard, and he might dress like he just snuck out of Sunday school. But the folks in that crowd seem to like what he has to say. Godspeed. Next up is Ricky Cruiser, running for State Senate District 30, which encompasses the suburbs north of Grand Rapids. At least I think that's correct. I don't know where State Senate District 30 is off the top of my head. I gotta look this stuff up.
So I'm a nonprofit executive director. I have experience in voting access, in LGBTQ civil rights, in socioeconomic policy and health policy, and I was recognized by the governor and the state senate by being appointed to the State Board of Nursing in 2022, where I serve on several regulatory subcommittees. I also serve on the Michigan HIV/AIDS Council, and I serve on a Medicaid Quality Improvement Group, all within the Department of Health and Human Services.
Goodness, sounds like you've been busy. And this is just for a position at the state senate? Are you sure you're not overqualified? You might be selling yourself short here. But then again, if you're running for District 30, you'll be going up against a member of the powerful Huizenga family. So you might need all the help you can get.
You may not be aware, but this was the closest Senate race in the last state Senate election. The last guy lost by less than 350 votes out of 130,000 cast.
Seriously? Hold on, let me check. Oh my god, he's not kidding! Huizenga isn't powerful at all. He only barely won his last election. Your opponent is weak, Ricky. He's vulnerable. Go for the jugular. I believe in you. Up next is Carol Glanville, who is currently running for... There's nothing listed here.
I'm Carol Glanville from the 84th District, and you're probably wondering why I'm here, because I don't represent Ottawa County.
Yeah, I don't see you in any of my notes. Why are you here?
I do represent Walker and Granville right now, and some of you might remember me from 2022 when I won an amazing special election. We took a seat that we had no right even running for, and we were able to flip it, and not only flip it but hold it into today.
Oh, so you're from out of town and you're just stopping by to thank everyone here for all their hard work. Well, thank you for doing that. It's kind of you. Is that all?
Currently, I don't represent Ottawa County, but you can look for a special announcement from me sometime in early September.
Oh, you tease. Don't play coy with us. I know what you're going to say. You're also running for that open Congressional Senate seat. Look out, Haley Stevens. Look out, Abdul El Sayed. Here's Carol. But seriously, if you haven't announced your campaign yet, please give the microphone to somebody else and stop wasting my time. I've got a lot of people here to make fun of. All right, enough with the state candidates. Let's talk congressional representatives, the ones that go to Washington and pass bills in the Capitol. First up, we've got Hillary Skolton, a representative from District 3, which encompasses Grand Rapids and Muskegon.
What a time. In 2022, we flipped Michigan's 3rd Congressional District. And in 2024, against all odds, we held on to that seat, making me the first Democrat in a century to hold a seat in Congress for West Michigan.
Yes, West Michigan finally sent a Democrat to Washington. Just in time for the Democrats to lose control of the House and be relegated to the minority party, where they were unable to pass any meaningful legislation. Woohoo.
In 2024, Ottawa was one of 2 counties in the entire state, one of only a handful in the entire country to get more blue. You've seen the maps. You know how the arrows go red all over the country, but here they go more blue.
Oh, I know what map you're talking about. Let me just pull this up and take a look at it. Yep, there's a lot of red arrows here. Let me zoom in on West Michigan. Oh, well, I'll be. It did shift blue. Oh, I know what that is. Here in Michigan, we call that lake effect. The winds coming from Lake Michigan pick up all the blue stuff and drop it on the coast. Yeah, that's what that is. Lake effect. Well, she mentioned Michigan's 4th Congressional District, which is the next election I'm going to discuss. It encompasses the city of Holland, Kalamazoo, and Benton Harbor. Another member of the Huizenga family is currently sitting there, but maybe not for much longer. Let's take a look at the folks who want that seat, starting with Diop Harris.
This is personal. So I was born on Medicaid. Do you guys know what it feels like the first of the month when you get super excited, mom just got that WIC check and you can buy your favorite cereal? I know what that feels like. And I know that the Republican administration right now is looking to make so people like me, little kids, can't grow up and become people like me. So this is personal.
Look, I'm sorry, but as a nation, we simply can't afford to hand out food to hungry children. We gotta get billionaires another tax break. Priorities, man.
And let me give you one more. So my dad works at the Federal Center in Battle Creek. He's a former educator working for one of our elementaries. He was an engineer. He's currently a network engineer for the DOD. And he even served his nation, serving in the Navy on the USS Theodore Roosevelt. And they're looking at gutting his job. I don't think my dad's a DEI hire. He's the American example, and we need to make sure more people like him are in the government.
Yep, the Trump administration came in and started firing non-white government employees, slandering them all as diversity hires. But they're also firing all the white federal employees too. Everyone's getting fired, so hey.
I worked in D.C., I worked on the U.S. Senate, I've worked on Capitol Hill, I've worked on congressional campaigns, even around here, so you've probably seen me around. But I'm looking to build a campaign staff that's from here, that's going to operate a lot differently and talk to a lot different people.
Hey, can someone turn off that car alarm? It's very distracting. I can't focus on what he's saying. Well, he doesn't seem to be bothered by it, at least. Look at his resolve, his commitment. I wouldn't be able to do that. I just can't focus on anything else right now except that car alarm. But he hasn't missed a beat. Look at him go.
If you want to learn more, grab a business card from me, follow my socials, chip in if you can. But yeah, we're doing some exciting things here in Southwest Michigan, and I hope you join and become a part of it. Thank you.
Well, that was a nice speech from a guy whose name reminds me of a Hanson song. Diop, Harris, Diop, Dibbit-up-on. All right, I believe there was someone else running for that same district seat.
Next up, we have Jessica Swartz running for Congressional District 4.
Hold on, you can't wait a little bit to let the car alarm finish? It's very distracting. I can't really focus on what you're doing.
Hi everybody, it is so great to be here and to see all of you today. Thank you so much for coming on this gorgeous day when everybody, including myself, would rather be down on the beach.
Well, that car alarm doesn't seem to be bothering her as much as it bothers me. But at this rate, the voters are going to be hearing more from the car alarm than the actual candidates. So don't be surprised next year when Michigan's 4th District decides to elect a Toyota Camry.
So I'm a public interest attorney. I was a federal employee. I worked for the Department of Veterans Affairs, where I helped root out fraud, waste, and abuse. And while I was there, actual fraud, waste, and abuse, not the pretend kind. And at the same time, while I was there, in order to pay my bills, I worked a second job. So by day, I was a full-time lawyer representing the Secretary of the Department of Veterans Affairs. Nights and weekends, I waited tables to pay my bills. So I know what it feels like to have to work 2 jobs.
Even our lawyers have to work a second job now to make ends meet. Truly, we are living the American dream. Richest nation in the world, everyone! Richest nation in the world.
My parents had raised me with 3 important values: honesty, integrity, and hard work. Those are the things we don't have from our current congressperson.
Are you saying Bill Huizenga doesn't work hard? Hey, that Medicaid didn't just cut itself. Those tax cuts for billionaires didn't just magically happen. That man is working tirelessly to make all of our lives worse, and you simply don't appreciate him for that.
Okay, we need to be open to all ideas. Things are broken right now. Things in Congress are broken. The people who have been there for decades need to go, and we need some new people, new blood.
I would agree with that sentiment. Unfortunately, we can't force other states to stop sending their old people to Congress. But judging from all the fresh faces I've seen here today, West Michigan at least won't be repeating that mistake. Now, I just found out that there is a 3rd candidate running for this same congressional seat, Richard Aaron.
I am really into emerging technologies, breakthrough science.
When you say that you're into emerging technologies, does that mean you're working on them or that you just like them? Because, yeah, I'm into emerging technologies too. Like last year, when my cat had tapeworms, the vet gave me some medicine and told me to just rub it on the neck. How does that get rid of tapeworms? I don't understand how this new technology works. It's basically magic.
The golden age is not chasing families across the border with our United States military.
That's right.
The golden age is not slashing healthcare and making it hard for individuals to afford proper medicine and medical resources.
Oh, you must have misheard the president. He didn't say we were in a golden age. He said we were in a new gilded age. You know, an era of widespread political corruption and excessive wealth inequality.
I believe in a country where progress is important. And not only that, just basic human dignity. That's it for me for now.
Oh, well, thank you for keeping it short. I was getting a little bit tired, and I would like to move on. Was that the last one running for this seat, or is there...
I'm Sean McCann. I'm a state senator from Kalamazoo, and I announced for the Congressional 4th District on Monday.
You get to run for Michigan's 4th Congressional District, and you get to run for Michigan's 4th Congressional District. Everybody look under your chairs. You're going to find that you're all going to take a trip to Michigan's 4th Congressional District. Yay!
I can do this for you. I've seen this done before. I've seen the way we can build. I've seen the energy that you bring to this effort.
Biggest qualification is able to see things.
I am a second-term state senator representing basically Kalamazoo County. Before that, I served 2 terms in the State House, 4 years, and I came up serving 10 years on the Kalamazoo City Commission.
Okay, so I guess you got some more experience than I thought you did. You're trying to rub it in my face just because I'm so inexperienced?
My colleague Ballard McMorrow, who she's kind of behind the sign here, we were one of the only 2 people to flip out Republicans in 2018.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it doesn't take a whole lot to get Republicans to flip out. The dynamite is loud and the fuse is short.
So I am excited to meet you. I'll be around afterwards. I hope we can get to know each other, find our mutual friends on Facebook.
See, this is why I could never run for office. Because I'd rather shove an ice pick under my toenail than do networking on Facebook. Our next speaker, Joey Andrews, is a man currently representing Michigan's 38th Congressional District. Not even congressional, it's state. Why did I say congressional? It's a state district. And judging by this map, this district is composed 90% of fish. He will probably be up for re-election in 2026. No primary challengers yet, and he probably won't have any, as long as he keeps those walleyes happy.
When we flipped the seat in 2022, it was the first time a Democrat had represented any of these communities in anywhere between 50 and 100 years, depending on which community you lived in. The last time there was a Democrat up here, FDR was president, and the New Deal was an idea on the horizon. So,
let me tell you about the last time a Democrat represented West Michigan. The year was 65 million BC. Pterodactyls soared across the sky. Giant bugs crawled over the land. And Joe Biden was the junior senator from Delaware.
and I think what's really important is we're watching all this, and here comes the rain. Everybody under the tent. If I'm a betting man, it'll go fast.
It seems that God has sent a rainstorm to drown out your message, Joey. He is displeased with you.
As we're watching this happen, it's important to remember that we have an election just a little over a year from now that determines whether these sorts of things are allowed to continue happening or whether we can put the brakes on.
Oh, you can change this? I knew it. Democrats can control the weather. It's not a conspiracy. It's true.
I can tell you at the State House level, we're seeing in the polling numbers and the special election results, the environment right now is averaging D plus 14. That means 14 points better than what we saw last year. And an environment like that, if that holds, even if it's a little short of that, we will have probably the largest trifecta Michigan has ever seen.
It sounds like the Michigan Democratic Party is scheduled to have a lot of power after the election in 2026. Which means that it is our responsibility to make sure that the Democrats who do get elected don't suck. So vote in the primaries, everybody. Okay, I'm very tired now and I'm ready to be done. House Representative Julie Rogers, take us home.
Your voices matter, and when you speak up and you show up and you're loud, it makes a difference. So thank you so much for your ongoing support.
Thank you, House Representative Julie Rogers. Okay, so those were all the candidates I met at the Democratic picnics. A wide variety of people united by similar goals, respectively disagreeing on the best way to achieve those goals. Let me know if any of them stood out to you. Who'd you like? Who'd you not like? And thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. I hope you liked it. If you did, be sure to like and share and subscribe and all that. You know, with enough support, I might be able to do more videos like this and attend a few more events and let you know what I find. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.